Let me ask y'all this, because this is a question. I think I'm gonna ask Blake this one. That's a question that I think I may have vaguely asked on Snapchat or whatever. What does Giannis have to do to become top 10 of all time? If you look at his resume and you look at the type of player that he is, right? Mm-hmm. We haven't. Yeah. I remember just sitting and watching him play the other day. I'm like, this man is 7 foot. He's bringing the ball up court. He actually has a very good handle, and he's a very I don't think people realize. We talk about his defense and what he can do from a scoring standpoint. His passing is he's one of the most underrated superstar passers we've seen in a long time. So, Blake, what at this point does Giannis have to do? What additional things, or how long will it take him to reach top 10 status of all time?
One more of everything. One more MVP, one more Defensive Player of the Year, and one more ring, maybe one more Finals MVP. And then I think he's probably solidified in that top 10. I know I put out a tweet maybe last week. I forgot what I said in it, but I know I was talking about how so far he's earned, if he earns another MVP, especially from what he's doing these first eight games into the season, if he earns another MVP and another Defensive Player of the Year award, is that going to put him top 10? So I think that'll be his third time doing that, and that's kind of unprecedented. I know the only other dude I know of that did that was Jordan. So if he can do that again, especially for the third time, and he's still young, so he'll probably, if he does it again, he'll probably do it another time.
Man is.
I mean, if he can do it again, man, then yeah.
It's a couple of things of what you just said. You mentioned his age. 20, this man isn't even, most people don't start entering those all-time conversations till they get around 30 something, right? Curry didn't really get into it till he was around 30. LeBron's the exception to that rule. Kobe may have been the exception to that rule. There were a couple, but Giannis may be the youngest guy who I ever, maybe, and I got to go back and look, who we're already kind of looking at as a top 10 player. I don't know if, and Carl, you can answer this, at 27, I don't know if they were looking at Brian just yet around that. I'm not sure.
The crazy thing is he was with the Heat at that age.
Okay.
27, 28.
Okay.
That's crazy, ain't it? Because we thinking when LeBron was with the Heat, we were thinking he was in his 30s. No, he was like literally in his middle 20s to late 20s.
And that's 2012. So, yeah, that's about 2012. So was Bron entering top 10 conversations around 2012? Or were we still, because that's his first ring, but or were we still skeptical of him around that time?
I think he was. I think he was entering that when he was in Cleveland. When he came back to Cleveland.
Okay. So you think it happened when he went back to Cleveland? Because my question was LeBron considered top 10 before he got his first ring? Were people looking at him as a potential top 10 player before ring one?
I think they were. Some people were because he made a finals appearance, I think his fourth year in the league, right?
Yeah, 2007.
Like his fourth year in the league, 2007, he made that finals appearance, and people knew he was going to lose, but they was just like, oh, it's only another level he can take it to, because if you in your fourth year and you this young, because I think he was probably like 23, 23 or something like that, making his first finals appearance, and people was like, oh yeah, it's nothing but greatness he can achieve then. Yeah. So they saw what he become. They was just worried about like how Cleveland was building a team around him to see if he could get there. Yeah. But yeah, I think with Miami, people started looking at him like that, because you gotta remember he won 2 rings in a row.
Yeah.
While he was still in his late 20s.
Yeah, true. So but all in all, Giannis is in that rare air of guys who are like not even 30 yet, who were like considering top 10. And I mean, he did it in such the Giannis Antetokounmpo reign didn't start till like maybe 2018. And we didn't even consider him the best player in the game probably till after that first ring. So let's look at what he's done, like literally in a span of 5 years, pretty much. 2021 champ, 2021 MVP for the finals, 2-time MVP, 6-time All-Star. I'm not going to include any All-Star MVPs because fuck that. 4-time All-NBA first, 2-time All-NBA second, 2020 Defensive Player of the Year, and 4-time All-Defensive first, and he has an All-Defensive second team, all at 27. If he was at 21, that'd be quite crazy. But all at 27 years old. Like Blake said, I do think if he gets one more of everything, I think he's easily top 10. I think he's easily within that conversation. Yeah. Question is, and I don't know if you guys have your top 10s on the top of your head, who does he jump over within that top 10? Who are some guys that you can see him replacing in that top 10 combo? Here's where the hot takes come in.
His his lack of jump shot still bothers me. I know he averages 30, but that really bothers because he can't shoot free throws either. If we being honest, like this is a dude who's won MVP, who's won Finals MVP, and I get that, but he's airballed so many free throws. To be that great is kind of crazy. But his lack of jump
is Shaq top 10?
No, yeah, Shaq is top 10, but the game is kind of different. Nobody expected 7-footer really have a jump shot then, to be honest with you. If in 2000, when everything was wrong.
I'm sure they're expecting him to at least make free throws.
Yeah. He made some of when they counted. That's what people say all the time. That's what I hear.
But Giannis's lack of a jumper doesn't stop him. Like I remember, I remember trying to make that point that it's going to stop him at some point. But he won a ring without a jumper. He got 50 in the finals without a jumper. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So how much of the lack of jump shot is it really impacting his legacy?
Do you think that
part of the game? It don't have nothing to do with it's just part of the game. It don't have nothing to do with the legacy to me.
Yeah. Do you think? Why do you think Giannis finally broke through and broke the wall, quote unquote, that they used to put up around him? What do you think he improved in? I'm just asking.
That's a good question. I don't think there was much that he improved. Well, he obviously, I think from a footwork standpoint, he got better mid-range game, and he started picking his spots differently. If you kind of notice that once they got Holiday, because remember they won that first championship when Holiday got there, and so you had a different guy. Remember their point guard also too. Their third option was fucking Eric Bledsoe too. Let's think about that as well.
True. No, yeah, true. Question though, this is because I want to think of this. If a person or a great player on your team isn't really, because he's not. I don't think he's the closer of the team. I think Chris Middleton's there.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I think they're more comfortable putting the ball in his hand. What top 10 player do you know that's not a closer?
It's a good question.
Or not capable. Except, the only one you can kind of think of is Shaq, but Shaq was still, if it was a 2-point game, get the ball. So Shaq, you can debate me with Shaq because obviously he couldn't really shoot, but most people that have players in their top 10 are going to be capable of closing. I don't think Giannis is, like, that part of his game is definitely not there yet.
Did Tim Duncan always get the last shot?
He could, though. He got some clutch moments.
But Giannis does too. Giannis got clutch moments too.
He does, but he's not the closer on the team.
But I'll say this: Giannis closed out that series for Milwaukee.
Yeah, which one? Against that final series, I think he did. He made a couple of big plays to close it out. So
but
who
was help closing with the Nets though?
You said what?
I said who was help closing with the Nets because Chris Middleton was. I think he has the capability of it, but I still don't think he's the closer on the team because Chris Middleton made some plays still in the finals.
And here's the thing with that, and I see what you're saying. Here's the thing with that. There are just teams who the closer isn't going to be one guy every night. Quite frankly, with Golden State, Golden State's going to go. I was talking to somebody about this on Snapchat. Golden State's going to go try to find the best shot. They're not going to put the ball in Steph's hands and, let's move hell out the way and make something happen. Same with San Antonio. It could have been Ginobili. It could have been Tony Parker back in those days. Or trying to think of another team. The fucking Suns right now. It could be Booker or it could be Chris Paul. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it could be that type of thing. I don't think there is the closer for every single team. It could be multiple guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, for me, for what I look to is for criteria is top 10. That's what I look at sometimes.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying I'm just not saying every team got one closer because it's not true because most teams got multiple, probably 2 or 3 nowadays with NBA. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying just to make my top 10. That's one thing I look at. I'm not am I confident in him closing the game? I'll be honest, I'm not. Because if the game is on, I know we saw him do it in the finals, but he didn't do it like every game. Like people helped. It was other people that was closing too. He just wasn't like the closer all the time. I'm just saying if I need him to shoot a jumper to win a game, oh hell no, I'm not believing in that shit. But I can't.
And you asked a very
free throws too. You can't shoot free throws.
You asked a very interesting question. You said, what did Giannis do differently to kind of break that wall? There's a couple of things. One, they got a better point guard. Eric Bledsoe, I think, was their roadblock. I don't think it was Giannis's inability to shoot. Obviously, it wasn't because he won a ring without a jumper. Giannis has never shot at over 30% from 3 his whole career. I think Eric Bledsoe being there was the difference. And so once Holiday got there, Giannis started playing a lot more with his back to the basket, a lot more off the ball, and they did run offense through him in those areas. And he, like I said, Blake mentioned it in that final series against Phoenix. Game 6, he literally closed out game 6 of his first championship in his first ring, he was the closeout guy. So like I said, I don't think for a lot of guys in the top 10, there were nights where Pippen was. I know Jordan's the closer, but I ain't gonna bring that point up because that was a bad point.
Yeah,
but even LeBron. I mean, here's the fact: when he was in Cleveland, was he always the closer? And the answer was no.
Kyrie
which time? Oh, you talking about the second time in Cleveland?
Kyrie was there.
Kyrie was doing it too. You look at that 2016 finals. Look at what Kyrie was doing. Sure, LeBron made some defensive plays here and there, but Kyrie was doing most of the closing.
I agree with that. You gonna hate me, Carl? You gonna hate me? And LeBron's clutch. LeBron's clutch as hell. This is a hot take. Motherfuckers gonna hate this. I'm gonna get killed for this. I'm gonna get killed for this.
I know what you gonna say too.
Yeah, I mean, Kyrie, LeBron, the same team. Kyrie getting the ball last. Can't nobody guard that nigga.
I understand that, but like the first 7 or 8 years of LeBron's career, he proved he can be clutch without another player. Like he proved he can be the clutch dude if you need him to. Giannis has kind of been I can agree with y'all too. So it's not a completely disagreement. So when you bring up the Kyrie thing, okay, yeah, but look at him when he was in Cleveland and with the Heat. Like he literally was the clutch player. Like they didn't look at anybody else.
Yeah,
it's just Kyrie was like you
2018,
said.
2018 too. Yeah.
Come on. But I'm just saying, he has shown clutch moments. I just don't know if I'm all the way there yet. That's about trusting him all the time. Because he won a championship, but he just has one.
Yeah.
Some dudes in the top 10 got 3, 4, 5, 6.
True. That is true. So, but as Blake mentioned, I also think it's just some of those individual ones too, like all that. And I think also too is just the speed in which he did it. You know, so I agree. We may be rushing a little bit too much because now we're talking. We can't say he's. I can't automatically put him over Tim Duncan because Duncan's got 5 rings and shit like that. But I think what Blake said, if he gets one more of everything, and also too just the skill shit and the point that we've just never seen, and you have to take that in too. The skill, we've never seen anything like it. I think that if he gets one more, maybe just MVP and then a ring, I think that'll put it in.
Because y'all got to realize this. A lot of things have to fall in place for you to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? He might not win another one for like 5 or 6 years. That's really a possibility.
Yeah.
It's not a given just because he won one when he was young. He's going to win more when win another one in his 20s. He might not ever win one until he's 30. He might not ever win another one. It's really a possibility that you never know.
Yeah.
So it's really not easy. Like we think Luka the dude up next. We thought he might have a chance for it this year, but we don't know that. You have to wait and see.
And they ain't gonna win it this year at all. Their second best player. That's 16. Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't say I'm gonna take Luka over fucking Giannis. I might though. That's just me. I don't want to take. I'm saying sooner or later I might. Not now. We all know. Luka has way more skill than Giannis does. Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest. But
Luka just needs some more people around him.
Like if Luka, I'm gonna ask you this. If Luka was on the Bucks team, do you think he would do the same thing Giannis did and win championship?
Yeah, I think they would. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they'd have as good of a well, also, too, Carl, you got to look at this. Giannis's defensive impact was big that series, too. And Luka ain't playing a lick.
No, that's true. That's why I was asking you. I'm just asking.
I see what you're saying. Because the defense thing is huge. Because he's literally the best defender in the NBA. I say that with a lot of guys. Y'all don't realize that by now.
You really do. You really do.
I do.
Drew Holiday is the best. Holiday is the best.
Ooh, who's a better defender? Who's a better defender, Drew Holiday or Giannis?
Oh, Drew Holiday.
Giannis.
I think Drew Holiday is.
Yeah, Giannis. Yeah, for different reasons. That's tough. That's a tough question.
If the thing is with me, can Giannis guard a guard as well as Drew Holiday can?
No. Drew Holiday is the best guard defender probably in the NBA the last.
But you can reverse it too. It'd be like, can Drew Holiday guard a fucking power forward as good as Giannis can? So it's interchangeable. So that was kind of a bad question.
Tough question. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
It's tough.
Yeah, I see what y'all saying. No, Giannis has proven that he can be clutch. I just need to see more because he only has one championship, and it's not a given that he'll get another one within him being 20, 28, 29, or 30 or whatever. So we have to wait and see for that. He did it once. And we're talking about him being the top 10 with players that did it more than once. Most top 10 players have more than 2 rings, or at least 2.
So if he gets the 2 and he gets another MVP, because he's probably leading MVP candidate right now. If he gets another MVP, and if he gets the second ring, and if he gets the second Finals MVP this year, and these are things they're tough, but people would bet on Giannis to do all of these things I'm mentioning. Would that put him in the top 10?
I would say the thing is though, with MVP now, they get tired of giving it to you. So like, it's not the same voters it was 10 years ago when you
That is
LeBron,
true.
you
That is true.
and you can win 4 out of 6 years. Like Jokic is not probably getting another MVP. He won back to back. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You don't like them giving it to Joker?
Joker, I mean, he deserved them, but no one gave a shit. He's a 2-time MVP and nobody cares.
That's so fucked up though. I don't want to say why, but I think we know why. Yeah. But it's fucked up. Yeah. But
he's not athletic.
Yeah.
Sure.
That is one though. That is one though. But
that's the reason.
Right.
Shit, lost my train of thought. But no, yeah, but Giannis, did he win back-to-back MVPs? Did he win back-to-back?
Yeah.
Oh, so he won back-to-back. It's going to be hard for him to win another one, and they don't want to pick a new shiny toy like Ja to win it, or even Donovan Mitchell, or you got players like Luka. They want the new shiny toy. So I'm just saying it's going to be hard for him to win another regular season MVP when they got these young players that's playing just as good.
I think if he continues on this trajectory, it'll be tough to pick against him. Because like Blake mentioned, Blake also sent a tweet about some of his defensive stats. If he keeps this shit up on both ends, he's averaging like 2 blocks and a steal. If he keeps that shit up, it's almost undeniable to me that he'll win it.
I mean, but you got these other dudes averaging 30 and fucking 10 assists too.
But it's the defense, Carl. It's the defense, man. I think he's.
If he's still doing this defensively, dude, then yeah.
The defensive numbers are off the chain. The defensive numbers are off the chain. They're off the chain.
Man, I'll work his ass. No, I'm just playing. He has to watch shit back in my face. But yeah, no, the defense is a good point because you look at the dudes that's averaging 30, like Ja, not great at defense. Luka's not great at defense. Donovan Mitchell, he's been playing better defense, but it's not his thing. Dame is not going to like be a defense. Oh, this is a hot take. Y'all talking about Giannis potentially being EVP this year. I promise you all this. If Portland Trail Blazers make the playoffs, Dame will get his first MVP award. I have no problem saying that.
Where would they be seated at?
In order for him to win it?
Yeah, because there's no way that team ends up at the end of the season even top 6. I think they'll be a playing team. If they're playing
if they get top 5 seed or top 6, I feel like and if he's averaging 30 or something like that with like 6 assists, maybe I feel like you might have to give it to him because everybody thought before the season started, there's no way they can make the playoffs.
And I still think they're not going to make it.
They do because them young players, I'm telling you. They giving me some Memphis vibes with them young players playing how they play.
He did say that the other day.
That's all it is.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's tough. I have good pieces, but part of me also doesn't want this shit to work out what they got right now because I don't like the dynamic.
I know.